Alexis, thank you. I am so excited about this game. And now, walk me through how the board works. I'm really, really curious how that goes.
Well, it's a dynamic metaphor for real life, this board. The board contains some 52 different life spaces that when you land on a space, it represents a specific element or occurrence in your life. Case in point, or for example, there's a space called text and drive. If you land on that space, it represents that you were caught texting and driving. You must pay the consequence of $1,000 and you lose another turn. There's another space on the board called dental bill. We all need dental services from time to time. If you land on that space, you must pay the bank $500 as a dental bill. There's another space on the board called drink and drive crash. Lose your driver's license and pay $1,000 and lose a turn. You see, it's teaching values and responsibility and the consequences of breaking the law. There's another space on the board called divorced. If you land on divorce, you must pay half of all your assets to the bank for your ex-spouse. It's reality. Many people have been through that. And I can go on when it comes to investing. There's a space on the board called stock investment. Collect $6,000. So you invested in the stock. It's a happy time. You got a return on your investment. You collected $6,000. We all need shoes. Pay $500 for your shoes. But it's also fun because if you land on this space called dance and collect $500 from each player, guess what you have to do? Do you know how to dance, Ricky?
Oh, definitely.
Well, then you got to get up in the middle of the game and start shaking your
And I can do that.
whatever.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While everybody gives you $500. There's also another dance celebration on this side of the board. RTP Dance Celebration. Do your favorite dance while players count to 10 and collect the $1,000. So while you're going through life's experiences, there are rewards for certain life's experiences. There are consequences where you have to pay penalties for other life's experiences, or just buying groceries and bills for gas and oil, insurance payment, taxes. It's all incorporated within this learning system. But then there's something very unique about the board. On the board are 18 trivia spaces. We even included a scientific algorithm into how many trivia spaces are on the board. Because on average, if you're playing with 4 people, every fourth roll of the dice, on average, is going to land on trivia. Because it's an educational game. And when you land on trivia, then you must pick a trivia card and answer a trivia card. So let's go through another trivia card. Oh, guess what we have here? Included and mixed in with the 75 trivia questions are 25 bonus cards. Remember, the goal and intent of the game is to be the first one to amass $1 million in cash and assets. So it may take you a while if every time around the board, which represents 1 year in your life, you get your $40,000. It's going to take you a while to get to $1 million. So these 25 bonus cards includes, congratulations, you've earned a master's degree. This is an asset. And this asset is worth $90,000, which represents the average income for someone who earns and acquires a master's degree. And nationally, that's the actual average salary that someone with a master's degree will earn. But let's say you now have this asset. You keep it. You actually put it beside you on the table and you keep it. But let's say during the course of the game, you run out of money. And now you have bills after you passed home, maybe a mortgage payment that you have to pay. Guess what you can do with this asset? Your master's degree has a pawn value also worth $9,000. So if you can't afford to pay your mortgage, you might be forced to trade in one of your assets. It would be a shame if you had to sell your master's degree, if that were even possible. But that's where a very unique feature of the game comes in also. And I'll just abbreviate by saying you could also get a bonus of $75,000 asset grant to start your own business, or you might get a inheritance. You just inherited a house worth $250,000. That's free and clear. There's no mortgage on this property. That's going to get you to $1 million a lot faster, isn't it? So now you have an inheritance of a house worth $250,000. You have a master's degree worth $90,000. And you even have a bonus here of a grant for your business worth $75,000. All of these assets add up every time you land on trivia and perhaps select a bonus card. But there's more. When you pick a trivia card with a question, each of the questions are weighted with a cash value. In this case, the cash value is $1,000, and a credit score value. In this case, the credit score value is 10 points. So if you select a trivia card and answer the question correctly, your credit score will go up by 10 points, and your cash value, you're going to get $1,000 from the bank. So throughout the course of the play, what you quickly realize is that your ability to advance, your ability to amass assets and cash, all relates to your education. Whether or not, and what your ability is to answer important lifestyle questions. This is the Financial Literacy Pack. But there are 21 other packs that deal with other subjects, such as crime and punishment, how to start your own business, how to maintain a high credit score, social skills such as body language, social media, and the list goes on. Okay? So it's a very, very important educational learning system that plays like a game. So what about real estate? It's understood that the single biggest asset that the average household will ever own is their house. Imagine if you spent the next 40 years renting an apartment. Well, many people are comfortable with that and may not want to actually own property. Maybe it's too much for them to manage. But the reality is, if you had the average mortgage of maybe $1,500 per month, or loan that you're paying back to a bank, over the course of 40 years, you would have paid them $500,000. That's $500,000. What if you still had that $500,000 in the form of equity inside your home? So that's why it's important to think about owning property and real estate. So that's why the Road to Prosperity learning system is also a real estate game or learning system. It's real. It's real life. Unlike the foreclosure crisis days of 2007, 2008, where many people owned homes that were maxed out with mortgage loans to the full extent or value of the property. They acquired 100% loans from the bank. You can't do that here with the Road to Prosperity learning system. In order to buy a house, number one, you have to have the correct credit score. A minimum credit score of 690. Now, everyone starts, we know that already, with a credit score of 680. Well, when you answer a question correctly and you get perhaps a 10-point bonus or add on to your credit score, now you have a 690 credit score and you're qualified as far as your credit is concerned to be able to buy a house. In addition, you must have 20% cash of the house value in order to buy a house. Now, within each community, there's suburbia, there's metropolis, and there's Utopia Estates. You'll notice a community sign as you enter this community, which tells you that the houses in this community are all worth $50,000 each. To purchase a house, there's the purchase deposit amount of 10%, which is $10,000. I'm sorry, 20%, which is $10,000 in this case. Then the annual house payment. Every time you pass home, you must pay the total loan amount, which in this case is $5,000. And as we said before, the credit score needed to move into this beautiful community is 690. And the house that you would put in this community, starter home, right? And you'd place it right there inside the community. Some players prefer to place their homes close to them, keep all their assets in the same place, and that's okay too. It's up to them. The next community is called Metropolis. The individual house value in Metropolis is $100,000, and your mortgage deposit would be 20% of $100,000, namely $20,000. And your annual mortgage loan payment would be $10,000. And the minimum credit score to move into this Metropolis neighborhood is 720. Now, when you move into Metropolis, you move into a condominium. You see all these tall buildings here? So you take your condominium and you place it there, or you keep it close to you. So now we know you own a starter house and a condominium. And then if you progress to moving into Utopia Estates, the cost of a house in Utopia Estates is $200,000. The deposit is $40,000. The annual mortgage loan payment is $20,000, and you must have a minimum credit score of 760. And when you move into Utopia Estates, you put your mini mansion or your mansion inside Utopia Estates. This is the neighborhood that has the mansions, the beautiful sports cars, the horse, the helicopter, landing on your helicopter pad. That's the life, right? Or you can keep your mini mansion close to you over there. So all of these houses uniquely have a retail value, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. But when you buy a house, all you have to do is put down 20%. So guess what? You acquire a lot of equity. I'll give you a secret. One way to get to $1 million fast, get as many houses as you can. But be careful, because every time you go around the board, you must be able to pay the accumulated cost of all of the mortgage loans. If you can't afford to pay the total mortgage cost, guess what happens? You will end up in foreclosure heights. If you find yourself in foreclosure heights, the place you don't want to find yourself, starting here, you will go around in circles. There's no way out of foreclosure heights unless you negotiate to pay off some of your other assets. So now trading happens. Remember, those persons that are playing the game with you, they want to get to $1 million as quickly as possible as well. They'd love to have one of these assets that you have. Here's a music contract worth $250,000. You might need to pawn this for $25,000, or maybe somebody's willing to give you more money than that, one of the other players. But remember, if somebody offers you $50,000, $75,000, $100,000, it's worth $250,000. It's going to help them get to $1 million a lot faster. So there's going to be a lot of pretty aggressive trading going on inside the game as well, in order to keep themselves or yourself out of foreclosure. But there's another option too. On the card itself, it says you may keep this asset, pawn to the bank, or sell to another player for the most cash. Well, if you pawn it to the bank, feeling you're safer, You have 2 trips around the board to buy it back from the bank, or else the bank is going to auction that asset off to the highest bidder. So isn't that exciting? It's pretty dynamic. That's how you play RTP. But remember, the key to winning is knowing the answers to the trivia questions. It's an educational learning system that plays like a game.